Right, Mike, Mbonge, Gilbert, Sengwe, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Okay. Good evening. So my name is Mbonge. I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm 21 years old, and yeah, I was hoping to get a scholarship for football. Right now, my situation is that I'm already enrolled in the local university in W.A.R, NAST, and yeah, I'm in my third year. So presently, this year, right now, I'm on attachment in Harare. Yeah. So I was just wanting to find out, I had noticed in the group chat, there was trials that I think are going to be going on next week, if not next week. And it seems you guys have like an existent academy and all of that sort of stuff. So I was just wanting to find out in terms of like acceptance and all of that sort of stuff, what exactly is the procedure for players or people who'd like to join? And is being a part of the academy a requirement, especially maybe considering for someone like me who is or presently on attachment and potentially may have no time to be able to actually come to like trainings and all of that sort of stuff? Do videos from my past games and all of that sort of stuff suffice, or would you want a physical trial? Are there any costs like that you guys would require from us in terms of like fees and and also lastly in terms of like transfer students, does the USA have any transfer students that they're looking for, or would that mean that I'd have to start from scratch? Thank you.
Okay, so I think Tafazo, would you like to answer this question?
Yeah, so I am Lire Tafazo Matarute. I am based at King University, which is in Bristol, Tennessee, and I am a rising sophomore. Meaning to say I'm going in my second year, and in Zimbabwe I was at St. Ignatius College. And to answer your question, I think there are possibly two options that I have in mind right now. The first one would be for you to come as a transfer, but that would be more like difficult, I guess, than for you to finish first and then come for your master's, because you like have 1 year left in your Zimbabwean situation now, than for you to move as a junior coming in here, whereby you'll be made to have a lot of tests, like assessment tests to test Zimbabwean system and the American system for eligibility is something. I guess that's another way. So I guess it will be easier for you to come for masters. And then in terms of training and the academy, the one you're asking about, I would say the recruitment process here, according to what I've seen so far, the coaches, they mainly look at your present situation, meaning to say you might have been good in the past 2 years, but then your performance is no longer the same with how you're playing now. Like in my experience, I like had 2 years of gap year, and the situation when I was playing in high school and what it was when I got here, there are two different worlds. I don't want to lie to you. Our Zimbabwean soccer and the American soccer zvinakana kutombofanana. We have our Zimbabwean statement to say bhora rakafanana kwese, and I don't want you to lie to yourself to think like it's the same. So here, fitness, physicality, everything else is just on the higher level, like what Philip was saying. You might need to be on top of your game to get here. So I think it'll be easier for you to train with World Access Recruit first before you move to the US for you to have a smooth transition. That's what I can say for now.
Okay, thank you, Tafazo. So literally, Mbonge, you still have a chance to go and transfer to the United States as a transfer student, but you then need to transfer your credits from NAST to any college that would have found for you in the United States. So with the education systems being different, are you willing to maybe be told to go back to second year, maybe go back to first year? Is it something that you're willing to do for yourself?
Yeah, I guess so. I think maybe the other thing that I was also just trying to consider as well would be time. I know for like footballers in general, usually, well, I don't know. Maybe you can sort of advise on that, but I'm guessing like age is not necessarily something that's on my side. So I guess when opportunities like this come around, you want to take it as soon as possible.
Philip, can I answer that one?
Yeah,
Yes, you
sure.
can.
Okay, so like I can speak in Shona, right? Does anyone who doesn't understand Shona?
Yeah, I think currently
Aiwa,
everyone
Kara,
understands, Sean.
No.
Okay. Did someone doesn't understand? Okay, I'll speak in English. My bad. So as for me, as for my situation, like I'm just talking on the soccer part. I think I came here when I was just turning like 21. Because like in Zimbabwe, I played like semi-professional for FC Platinum, like the development side. So I don't think like age is really necessary. Because like now I'm going into my senior year and I'm turning like 24 in my senior year because I'm turning 24 this year. So I don't think age is, it's really like, you don't have age limit in NIA. Even if you're 40 or 30, as long as you still have your years of eligibility, you can still play.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I also started at 21 too. So
Okay, so Frank, would you mind explaining what you meant by eligibility for his benefit as well?
Okay, so eligibility is like everyone gets like 4 years of eligibility to play college soccer, right? So what they will do, like they'll require a letter from ZIFA or like from ZIFA to see that you've never played like professional football. So professional football is considered like any kind of football which you played when you're being paid. So let's say you played for professional football, let's say maybe for a year, they'll take that into consideration and they'll just reduce your years of eligibility. So like if they reduce your years of eligibility, that means you cannot play soccer at any college which you wanna go. But you can still enroll at the school, but that means you won't be able to get like scholarship money, if that makes sense, like athletic scholarship money.
Yes, so I think the question would be for Mbonge. Were you currently playing for NAST soccer side?
No, I hadn't. So I had, for the NAS team, I just tried out. But I think, yeah, academic sort of then, yeah, took quite a bit of a the south side. So I then just sort of had to decrease on my soccer time and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, from the time that I had started at NAST up till now, I've been playing with the social club, which does have a relatively high standard, but yeah, I mean, it's not as intense. But no, I wasn't part of the NAS team.
Okay, so if you're not part of the NAS team, which means you probably still have 4 years of eligibility, because what they'll need to do is you need to go to NAST with a form that they'll ask you to fill. Once you have filled in that form, NAST has to verify that indeed you never played in any of the games that they played in college. So once NAST verifies that, then they can determine how many years of eligibility you still have to play.
Okay, all right, okay. And then in terms of like costs and fees with you guys, is there anything that you guys require in terms of like a front up fee or something like that?
Yes, so we pride ourselves in being very honest with our clients. We do charge, but we work on a stage by stage basis. So even if you have all of the money at once, we are not going to accept your money, because basically we try to keep a clean reputation. So I'm just going to share my screen in a bit so that I will show you how much we charge, and then I'll take you through the different stages that we work with you. So in a nutshell, we do charge, but we charge on a stage-by-stage basis. So in order for you to be recruited, you first of all have to have a profile, which is a current profile that a coach will then use to evaluate how much they're willing to give you in terms of scholarship. So in this profile, you come to play games, and we record the games that you play. We take you to the gym, we measure your variables, and then we send this information along with the scouting report to the coaches that are within our network. Now that is the marketing phase. So the first stage, that is the profiling phase. We gather information about you, you play games, and we collect all of that data. And then after that, we then go on to the marketing phase, where in this phase now, we talk to coaches on your behalf. We try to find the best suitable college for you. At times, a certain college might issue you a 100% scholarship, but it might not be the right fit for you. A certain college might issue a partial scholarship, which might be the right fit for you. At times, it might be based on religion. At times, it might be based on competitiveness. We have had athletes who turned down 100% scholarships simply because they wanted to go and play at a higher level. So it's a process on its own. I'm going to share my screen, and then you can have a look. Okay, I see a number of guys from the WhatsApp group. Okay, fine. Can you see my screen now, Mbonge?
It's still okay. Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. So first of all, we charge administration fees of $500. You pay half down of this amount. So once we have notified you that we're able to work with you, we have seen you play, and we think you stand a realistic chance of getting a scholarship in the United States, you then have to pay half down of the administration fee. And then the other half down is charged when is payable when you get your visa. Right?
Okay.
So that is the first thing that you do. You pay half down of the administration fee. And then the first stage being the athlete profiling. During this stage, you get your photographs taken. You're going to get your highlight video done. You're going to get your fitness test done, and then a profile is created. This is for $750, but then you pay half down initially. So that means before you start playing games and everything, you pay half down of this amount. It takes on average 5 games for you to get a good recruitment video, but at times it might take less, it might take more, depending on how good of a time you're having out there on the pitch. So once the stage is done and we have presented everything to you, we sit down with your parents, we sit down with you, and we then evaluate the profile. So if we see that the profile is marketable, we then can go on to the marketing phase. So the reason why we do this, as I said, is to keep our reputation as clean as possible. So which means you play games, we sit down with your parents, we sit down with you, and then we say, okay, fine, Bonge, we think your profile is marketable. And then we move on to the marketing phase, which you then also pay half down before we start, and then you pay half down after you've gotten your what is called an I-20. So basically, it's more of what you call an acceptance letter in Zimbabwe. But the difference being this one clearly outlines how much scholarship you have, how much scholarship the school has given you, and how much you're going to be responsible for. So it outlines how much scholarship you have. It outlines your degree. It also outlines your program of study and the expected duration of the program as well. So without this I-20, there is no way anyone can convince you that you're going to the United States, because that is the first thing that the embassy will ask for.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so the first thing the embassy is going to ask you when you go there and you say, I'm applying for an F1 visa, they're going to ask, can we see your I-20? So this one then clearly stipulates that you've been accepted into college by an American university. You're going to be studying what degree, how much scholarship you have, and the duration of your program. And then that helps them to then issue you with the appropriate visa. So the whole process costs 1.850. It usually takes 6 months for this process to be done, provided that you're also working hard. Because at times we've had some kids who come to us and then they say, you know what, I want to be a part of W.A.R Recruits. They pass the trial, and then they find it getting tough. They run away from games. They don't participate in trainings, and then they perform dismally. So we won't even get to the marketing phase if you're that type of a person. You'll be stuck on the profiling phase. We don't owe you anything. You don't owe us anything, because that's one of the reasons why we work on a stage-by-stage basis. It's a process that requires you to be dedicated to it, and that also requires me to be dedicated to the process as well.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess maybe my last question. Thank you so much for the answers and responses. I guess maybe the last question in regards to everything would be with the trials that are coming up. I think it's next week. Would it be possible if I can, considering that I'm on attachment, maybe come on the last 3 days? You had mentioned that there was an availability for like a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Okay, so what we've done, we are recruiting for 2023 up until 2026. So we do understand our target market are people that are of school going age. These are people that are most likely not going to be able to come during the week, right? So so our whole process is accommodating such people, such that after school on Friday, you can come for the trial, you come on Saturday, and then you also come on Sunday afternoon as well. So we get to see you for those 3 days, and then on Monday you can go back to school. So literally, we want our under 20 team, which can go up to 23, depending if you're in college. But if you're not an active student, then we cannot assist you there. So we have that. So we can rightfully call it an under 23 team. Then we have the under 17 team, and then we have the under 14 team. We are trying to have a process whereby we have people who understand our vision. We want people who know that when they come to W.A.R Recruits, we're not just trying to get you a scholarship. We're trying to help you with your dream. It can be a dream of playing as a professional soccer player. It can also be a dream of being an academic. So if you find someone who doesn't really understand the process, how much it costs to be in the United States, the opportunity, how big of an opportunity it is, then you usually encounter problems with them along the way. So if you recruit someone who's 14 years and their parents are clearly in line with our vision, it becomes a little bit easy for us to work with them as well.
Okay, I hear you. All right, no, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so is there anyone else who might have a question? I think some other guys some of them they don't know how to use Zoom. So I'm having a lot of questions in my inbox. Some of the guys don't know how to use Zoom, and some of the guys just simply are not able to get in. I don't know what's going on with them with their networks. So is there anyone else who might have a question, who might have anything that they might want to ask? Everybody hear me?
Good evening.
Yes, how are you, ma'am?
Fine. You said something along, if you may clarify, you were talking about you deal with college going students and students only, because my son is not at college, partly due to financial problems. He finished his A-level 2019, 2020 was COVID-1, he could go back to school, and this year he's still at home, but he's playing soccer. He's going to be coming for trials, but I think you said something along those lines. Does it affect him getting a scholarship?
So you said he wrote his A-levels in 2019. 2019, how did he do?
He got 8 points.
Okay, that's good then. So basically when he comes for the trials, the coach would determine if it's good enough for him to get the opportunity to look for a scholarship. So now I see that you're more concerned on the financial side of things. So there are different options. The American system is such that they try to have a 60 to 75% skills rate, actually. So they have what they call junior colleges, which are 2-year institutions where you get what is called an associate degree. And then they have 4-year institutions where you get a bachelor's degree. So I think Frank is in a position to tell us about his experience in a 2-year degree, and then he's now completing his bachelor's. Frank, can you please explain to her what is an NJCA college and your experience there leading up to you doing your bachelor's? You are muted, Frank. We cannot hear you.
Oh, okay, my bad. So like NJCA is like National Junior College Athlete Association. So basically, it's like it's a two-year school. It's like a community college. That's what they call it. It's only for 2 years where you get like an associate degree. The good thing about junior colleges compared to the 4 institutions that it's very cheap. Like, and I feel like if you're a parent in Zimbabwe, it's if he's good, like you said, he's good at soccer, he can definitely like be able to afford it. That's one of the advantages. And two, like if he comes at junior college, the school is not that hard compared to 4 institution, because like they're assuming that like you're starting from zero. I would say like it's the same way as a freshman and a sophomore at a 4 institution, but just like this is for 2 years where you get an associate degree. And what else? Like in terms of financial, it's very cheap because most junior colleges, I think per year, they cost around maybe 15,000 per year, and including scholarship money. So you probably be paying around maybe, I would say, it just depends on probably an average of 5,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Okay, so to also add on the financial side, Frank, who's been paying for your college since you've been in the United States?
I've been paying for myself.
How do you pay?
So what you usually do, if you're a student, right, you cannot work off campus. That is not allowed. You can only work on campus. So you get what they call like a social security, which allows you to work at any school. So like for athletes, we work like maximum of 20 hours a week at a school, and like you be paid per hour. So like I think like it depends on the state. So the state which I am in now, because now I'm in Georgia, it's like $7.25 an hour. But in some states it's much way higher. You can be able to like pay for your school and for other stuff. Like basically that's what I do.
Okay, thank you, Frank. So basically, when you get to the United States, you have the opportunity to find a job on campus. But then this depends if you've been given a full scholarship or not. If you've not been given a school scholarship, you can then get to the States and work on campus, and you'll easily be able to afford the cost that you would have to pay on your side. So in some instances, we have some athletes who have been on full scholarship, on NJCA scholarships. So I would ask Metembe. Metembe was on a full scholarship at Ranger College. Can you explain more on that situation?
Hello. So yeah, I'm on a full scholarship at Ranger College. So what do you want me to explain exactly, Coach?
So basically, just your experience on being on a full scholarship and what you have had to do to keep your scholarship. Because most people think once you get a full scholarship, then you stay on a full scholarship. So how's been your experience at Ranger with you having a full scholarship? And what would you advise this Mrs. Musiwago in terms, let's say a son gets a full scholarship. Can you tell her what the son has to do to keep his scholarship? And can you also tell us about your experience at Ranger on that regard as an NJCA school?
Okay. So firstly, when you get a full scholarship, they're gonna treat you well. They're gonna show you the place. They're gonna want to keep you. You're basically a high profile player. So if your son gets a scholarship, he needs to know that, like, when he gets there, he has to really perform. So yeah, you shouldn't take the opportunity for granted. You must make sure that he's always in top form. Yeah, for me, the experience is good. It's because, like, when you have a full scholarship, they just want to take care of you. They treat you well. Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Musiwago, were you answered, or might you have more questions?
I'm answered. Thank you.
Okay. So if when your son comes for trials, our coaches will tell you what chances he has of making it in the United States. So we try to be as honest as possible. But at the end of the day, it still comes back to us. If we tell you that your son is good enough and he isn't good enough, then it still comes back to us because you expect results. So at times it might seem harsh, but we are brutally honest with our clients. We won't shy from telling you the truth on your son's performance. So I'm looking forward to seeing your son, and hopefully our coaches will be able to give us a good review.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else who might have a question as well? Okay, so I think pretty much all the questions have been answered. I would like to just share my screen with you guys for the last time. We have, so I'm just going to show you what to expect when you work with us. So I'm going to play a video, a day in the life of a W.A.R recruit. And then I'm also going to play a video of what you can expect when you get to the United States, the experience that a lot of these guys are getting in the United States. I would say it's a pretty much way much better than anything you can get currently anywhere in Africa. So I'm going to share my screen initially about the day in the life of a W.A.R recruit. And then I'm going to share my screen on the experience that you can get whilst you're in college. So this video just outlines if when you're working with us, what you can expect to go through. Okay, so pretty much that's literally what you experience when you join us. You'll be part of a team that that's very professional, a team that leaves no stone unturned for you to achieve your dreams. And I'm now going to play you a video of the experience that you can get while you're in the States. So I'm just sharing my screen now. And I hope this just answers some of the questions that you might have about what college is like in the United States. Yeah, so I think you can see from the video, the facilities are world class. The kids get to fly for games. They get to play in front of thousands. They get to, I think most of the schools have a sponsor. Tafada's school is sponsored by Nike, if I'm not mistaken. Met school is sponsored by Adidas. So pretty much when you get to college, it's the ultimate experience. I can safely say there's no Premier League team in Zimbabwe that can even afford half the budget of what these colleges offer to their athletes. Okay, so I see we have new people who have joined. Might they have any questions? The meeting is only scheduled for an hour, so we have 10 minutes left. Okay, I see Galaxy S8 Plus and Galaxy on 5. Would you guys have any questions? Okay, and there is also Kukudo, if I'm not mistaken. Might Kukudo have any questions?
Yeah, definitely ask.
Yes, you can go ahead.
I wanted to ask, so what are the requirements for one to bring when coming to trials or whatever?
So basically, the amount that you guys are paying for is meant to cover the fields, the cost of the fields. It's meant also to cover the organization of the whole trial period. And then you also get to get a training kit complete with socks as well. So all you need to do is bring your soccer boots.
Yeah, okay, definitely. Thank you.
Yes, so just bring your soccer boots. You will get your training kit. And you also get a t-shirt. So it's a full training kit, which is a top, shorts, socks, and then also a t-shirt. And then that's all you need to bring.
And the other thing, sorry. And the last thing I want to ask, so I was actually added in the group today, if I'm not mistaken, today around 3. So some of the messages I didn't see them. So I actually wanted to ask, so what's the venue and yeah.
Okay, the venue is
What's the
Prince Edward.
venue?
We are using Prince Edward High School. Prince Edward High School. Okay, so there's Galaxy on 5. Might you have any questions? Okay, I think so there isn't any questions. So I'm just gonna share my screen for the last time. Just as a summary, I'm just gonna show you guys what we do, the services that we offer. And then I'm also going to show you the number of athletes we've helped in the previous years, which then helps us just give you more on us. Okay, so I'm just waiting for my screen to be activated, and then we can go ahead. Okay, fine. So I'm sharing my screen for the last time before you all are automatically bullied out by Zoom. So this is my screen. So this is our service catalog. So basically, it entails what we offer as World Athlete Recruits. I've sent this in the group. Most of you have had the opportunity to have a look at it before I present it to you. So basically, World Athlete Recruits was founded in 2017. We are a sports marketing and recruitment company that's based in Harare, Zimbabwe. Our vision is to empower African athletes to contribute to the socio-economic growth of the African continent through sports and education. So we take education very seriously. One of the reasons why we take education very seriously, I think it's evident in most of our professional guys who have played soccer before and they had no education. They have no fallback position. An athlete's career is only 10. If you're lucky, it's 15 to 20 years, but that's very rare. So in those 10 years, if you don't have a fallback position for after your life, after your career, then usually you have some problems. Your financial planning is not very good. You don't have, and your career options are very limited. Because if you start playing professionally 20, and then you are forced then to retire 37. At 37, you're still starting much on life. You're still very young. So we take education serious. Some of the services that we offer athlete profiling, where we get your videos, your photography, we get your scouting, everything, your scouting report. And then after creating this profile, we then offer athlete marketing, which we then place you in positions that you can be seen by coaches. We have quite a number of coaches that we work with on our platform. And then after that, when we get you a scholarship, we then help you with admissions and support. We help you apply for the school. We help you make sure that you've received your letter of intent. We make sure that you've received your I-20. And then after that, we also do the visa application process for you. We teach you how to respond to questions at the consulate. And then we get you ready, literally, we get you ready for the interview, the visa interview. And then we also get you ready physically for you to be ready to take your opportunity while you're in the United States. And then once you are in the United States, we also help you get a job on campus. So we literally outline this to the coaches that we work with, that this kid is coming from this type of background, he's going to need a job on campus. And then the coaches will usually issue you with a social security number that then helps you to get employment on the campus. And then we also offer career guidance. We know naturally anyone who plays soccer wants to be a professional soccer player. But what happens when that is no longer a reality? So we also offer you career guidance as well. And then we have had the privilege of working with a number of guys. So since 2018, we have been able to raise over, we can now safely say over $2 million United States dollars in scholarships and grants for our athletes. We have sent over 30 athletes to study and play soccer in the United States. So these are some of the athletes that we have sent to the United States. This include Taurai Tugwete, who was formerly a Falcon at Falcon College, and now he's playing at Jacksonville University, which is an NCAA Division I program. We have Andre Chitewe, who was at Westridge High, who is now at Lassen. We have Tandoenko Sichuma, who was in Blawayo at Petra. He graduated from W.A.R Recruits. He's now at a 4-year NIA institution. We have Metembe Mzizi, who's also currently in the group. He's at Ranger College. He's on a full scholarship. We have Tadiwa Minga, who was also at Falcon, and he's now at St. Ilonai. And then we have Jedediah Ove, who was at Gateway, and he went to Bethel University. We have Nabiu Ismail from Falcon as well, who's now at University of Arkansas, Rich Mountain. We have Gregory Mindu, who was a track athlete. He did 100 meters and 200 meters. He was at Peterhouse, and then he went to Columbia International. Simbarache Makuchete from St. George's, he's now at Lassen. And then we also have had the privilege of sending Perishon Ngesman, who's now playing professionally at Cape Ubuntu in South Africa. And then we have had Frank Mtanti, who's also in the group. He was from Prince Edward High School, and he graduated, and he's now at an NIA school. And then we have Kevin Stolle, who graduated with 3 degrees. He was at Bethany College. He's now moving to do his master's at LSU. So when you go down the document, you can see we also have Chinache Simbo, who's played first team for Dynamos, and he's now at Ottawa in Arizona. Chutenda Sabao, who went from Chinoa University to Bethany College. Bani Kirimi from Aces Youth Academy, he went to Talladega College. Malvin Mpondi from Chechu Boys High, he went to Southwestern. And then we also have Leroy, who's also in the group, who's at King University. And then we have Simon, who was from St. Augustine in Mtare there. He's now at Angelina College. So these are some of the guys who have graduated. Kevin has graduated with 3 degrees. Frank has graduated with his associate, and he's now moving to graduate with his bachelor's. I think he graduates in 2 semesters. Then we also have Tandoenko Sichuma, who's also left with 2 semesters, but he graduated with his associate degree as well. And Taurai Tugwete also graduated. So these are the athletes that we have worked with, and we are looking more to work with you guys should you pass the trial as well. All right, so I believe there is no one who still has any questions. If you do have a question, please do ask. Then we can conclude the meeting. Okay, so I believe there's no one who still has questions. I'd like to thank you guys for attending the meeting. I hope your questions were answered, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the trials. And does any one of you guys have anything to say? Tafazo, might you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say all the best to all of you guys who are going to the trials. Hopefully you get here soon. And thank you, Philip, for this opportunity to speak with these guys.
Okay, so I would like to thank you guys. Is there anyone who might also have anything else to say? Okay, so there is no one else. Thank you guys for attending the meeting. It was a pleasure having you. And we'll also post this meeting on our Facebook handles and also on YouTube for the benefit of those who were not able to attend. I'll also send the link on, I'll send the link to our, I'll send the link to the group as well on WhatsApp. So thank you guys for attending the meeting. And it was a pleasure having you.
I kinda like you.
Thank you.